This is Alexander von Eisenhart-Rothe. Evening. Alex is going to meet one of the best barkeepers in England, Ben Reed by name, author of some well-known books about cocktails. Ben knows hundreds of recipes by heart, and he cuts loose already. Alex is mainly interested in the ones that contain gin.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to teach you how to make the most iconic cocktail of all time. And this is made with gin, and it's called the Martini.
Hey, the Martini!
And there are...
Which, in fact, has nothing to do with this Italian bottled Martini.
No,
nothing in common?
Nothing at all. I mean, it's something that certainly people in this country get very confused with, which is why we use
Germany as well.
Is it as well?
Yeah.
We're using a different brand. We're using a French brand, Nordy Prat. Although actually the gentleman was English, just because people get very confused.
Yeah.
So the Martini is actually just a mixture of gin and vermouth, with varying levels of vermouth. Simple as that. So you've got a very, very dry martini where you put a tiny amount in. You've got a wet martini where you put more vermouth in, and you've got a naked martini, or what we call the Churchill martini, because Winston Churchill didn't like anything French in his drink, which has got no vermouth in it at all. We're going to
straight martini.
So it's basically a nice cold glass of gin. That's what Winston Churchill would drink, just cold gin.
Straight.
Yeah, so the rules of making, let me put that there for you, Alex, of making a martini there are basically 3 rules.
Okay.
Make it as cold as possible. Make it as cold as possible. You want to guess the 3rd one? Good man. I think you're going to be a natural.
What was the first one again?
So what we're going to do is we're going to chill these glasses down. You can see we're already chilling the martini glasses down. And I'm going to give you a spoon.
Yep.
So what we're going to do first, just stir the ice in the glass. And you want to be careful not to, yeah, that's it. And all we're doing here is making sure that the glass becomes nice and cold. And then here's what we're going to do now. Would you like to make a wet one and I'll make a dry one?
Yep, wet is more than.
More is more. So you're just going to pour in. No, just pour it straight in, it's fine.
How much?
Just count to 1 in your head.
Count to 1 in my head. Okay. 1.
That's perfect, yep, good. I'm going to, so let's make it a bit more actually, a bit wetter.
That's 2.
Yeah, that's 2. So I'm going to put just 1 in there.
Okay.
So this is a very, very dry martini. What we're going to do next is take our Miller's gin. Now in this situation, we're not going to count. We're not going to pour from a measure, we're just going to count in our head. So I'm going to count to about 50, 60 mils. It doesn't matter too much, we've got quite a big glass.
So you counted 5?
I'll count to 5, but you'll notice that I'll stop talking because I can't count and talk at the same time. See, it's a slow count.
Yeah, that's a very slow count.
Yeah.
I was at 6 already.
Yeah. Bit more.
6.
Otherwise, if you go too slow, you see, when you serve it to your guests or to your customer, it'll come up to about here on the glass. We want to fill this glass up.
Cool.
So take the spoon up again, and we're going to hold the glass by the base. Watch out, because your hands are warm. And you're just going to stir. And you want to stir so you don't agitate the ice too much. That's nice. You see, you've really developed a nice, lazy way of stirring. It's good.
That's a James Bond style.
No, the James Bond style was shaking it and not stirring it.
Okay. Why would you do that?
Because James Bond went against everyone else. That's why he drank vodka. When Fleming wrote Bond, it was in the 50s, when the Cold War was arising. Vodka was the communist drink. He spent time in America and England. He was a Western spy. So what James Bond did was say 2 fingers to the West. He was a misogynist. He went against the rules. So he drank vodka rather than gin, and he shook it rather than stirred it. And that was James Bond saying, I don't play by your rules, I play by my rules.
Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Okay, good. Now you're going to take your Hawthorne strainer, put it on top there.
Okay, yeah.
You're going to empty the ice out, obviously, and we're going to strain our ingredients into our glass. So pop it down there we go, and you'll see that yours is a slightly different colour to mine.
Yeah.
Because you've got that, just a little bit more of the vermouth and all the herbs and spices. See the slight difference in colour? It's got a little slightly yellow tinge. Yeah. And that's the vermouth that's working its magic in the glass. Now the most important part here, as I'm sure you're aware, when you finish a martini, people will say to you, the bartender will say, would you like an olive or a twist? Now olives don't have any smell. So if I can maximise the flavour of this, I'll add some smell. So if you smell your drink now, there's not much there. There's a little bit of, there is actually some juniper coming through from the Millers. There is some of the botanical flavours coming through, but we want to really maximise that. So we're going to take a potato peeler, simple. Scrape it, do one for yourself.
Thank you.
I'm going to Squeeze all those juices.
Okay.
And that's going to go over my drink. So give it a good squeeze. Just wipe this round the edge of the glass.
Do I need a very sophisticated expression on my face?
But yes, it is a very sophisticated cocktail. It's very, very simple to make. That's the beauty of the gin martini. Pop the lemon into the drink. Okay, so we've got our 2 drinks now. We've got a very, very dry martini here, and yours, Alex, is the wet martini. I think it'd be a shame not to taste them now.
Yeah.
So.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Let's try it.
Can you see the significant difference in the two? This one's much, much lighter because of the vermouth, but a little bit more herbed and spiced. This one will be mine every time. I love the fullness of the Miller's really resonates in the glass there. Love it.
Love it. So we have to serve it.
Here we go. Should be proud of yourself.
I am.